So last week sometime, Red Bull shared an image of a blank canvas on their social media, and I've decided today to make that for the F1 game, because their livery for F123 hasn't changed. In case you haven't seen it yet, it hasn't changed. They've literally changed 3 sponsors and that's it from Abu Dhabi. I mean, it's literally that point in the office where Pam goes up to Creed and wants to find the difference between the pictures, and it's pretty much they are the same image as well. I'm going to add sponsors to this car at a later date. Let me know. I haven't quite decided how they're going to fit as well, because obviously, if you don't know, if you're new to modding, the F1 game likes to copy its sponsors about. Now, Williams have also launched their car. When I say car, I mean it's like Red Bull. They've copied last year's car and updated the sponsors. They've also done the Duracell little battery thing, which I'm not able to do on this Williams Sashi without changing it to the FOM Sashi, basically, as well. So basically, Golf. I'm very tempted to do a Golf Williams livery at some point down the line, but that'll be after all the car launches. That is probably coming in a couple of weeks' time, along with some sponsors for that blank canvas Red Bull type thing. Now we've also got Alfa Romeo, and well, they did release a new livery, except it was an adapted version of last year's livery as well. Basically, they've obviously gone red and black. Now, I'm not entirely sure if I like it or not. I think my initial thoughts are I prefer last year's livery as well. It's a lot better. Sort of red and white for me over red and black. Now, obviously, they've on this little side pod where they previously had the Alfa Romeo logo. All they've got is small little lettering that says Alfa Romeo. So I've added the logo as well, just to add something else there, because it does look a little bit bland, as you might have seen on everyone else's liveries as well. But obviously, huge difference for them. They lost their title sponsor and have gained another dodgy one. The final livery as well as the Haas. Slightly different, because obviously the Haas livery on F122 was put together in about 5 minutes due to Mazitwat having to be fired. Instead, so yes, obviously unable to really create the livery that they create, which is a lot better. But I have sort of come up with this half and half thing. I know there's probably better things out there with using the FOM Sashi, but using the Haas Sashi is probably the best you can get without spending, well, half your lifetime fiddling about trying to change it between black and red. So overall, I actually like it half and half. This reminds me of the BAR one from 1999 that was half and half, really, as well. Yes, so this is obviously the preview version of sort of this F123 mod that I've created. I'll do all the other cars in next week's video when they're all out as well. Also want you to comment below which driver you want me to drive as for the F123 mod career. So let me know in the comments below, and then I'll pick the 4 best or the 4 most mentions, and I'll slam that in with the community poll, and then whoever wins that's who we'll drive as. But anyway, back to today's video, because obviously we're here at Austria, because we're going to be driving the Red Bull. We're going to drive as Sergio Perez, which drove as Max Verstappen previously in an episode. Oh no, it wasn't. Did we drive as Verstappen? I can't remember. Honestly remember. Anyway, I thought we'd change it up. We'll drive as Perez instead. The game has very kindly put us on pole position, and it's going to be a one-stop from soft to mediums to get this Austrian Grand Prix underway. And this F123 mod, fibre lights, and away we go. And it's, well, as usual in this F122, it's a miserable start for me, with being pincered in, hold my breath, and almost managed not to cause a crash, almost going onto the little yellow sausage curb. Lucky not to get floor damage, but we have been able to survive, as has Verstappen, who's up to P2, as we're watching on board with Yuki Tsunoda, who has a great start. He's up, trying to go around the outside of, I think that's George Russell, both Mercedes, I think, or one of the Mercedes on the medium compound. As far as watching, I haven't updated the helmets yet, so technically this is Pierre Gasly, and he has crashed into one of the Alphas, I think that's Zhou, and it's broken his suspension and he's out the race. Well, that brought out a virtual safety car which allowed Verstappen to catch up, because that's how the game works, and it always favours the AI on virtual safety car restarts compared to the player, but that's just how things are on the F1 game as well. And you can see Verstappen now, it's giving him DRS, fantastic, and they've got their OP traction out of turn 3 down to turn 4. We do able to keep him behind just by defending the inside line. You can see how much overspeed he has compared to us. Takes the curb, the esports line, and then we just don't allow him to go around the outside, and he has to yield basically as we take the racing line. Same thing happens on lap 5, funny enough. But again, we're just going to defend against Verstappen and keep the lead of the Grand Prix for now. It's only about time before we can escape, as we're watching on board with Hulkenberg, and he's crashed on his return to F1 with Haas. Such a shame for Nico. He's out of the race after crashing into the back of another one of the Alphas. They're causing chaos there, as the safety car has been deployed to clear up Hulkenberg's mess. So we're going to double stack at Red Bull. It's going to put Verstappen behind. Yes, behind at least Hamilton, and I think that's also Sainz. So we already know the Verstappen and Perez friendship isn't quite, or teammateship rather, isn't quite there. As we try to come out ahead of Norris, we come up behind him. We try and sneakily glitch the game so we can go ahead of him. But alas, we have to literally stop on track in order to get disqualified. And then that brings us up behind Magnussen, which is fine because we know that they're going to pit anyway. It's just they're going to be a nuisance as well. So the safety car comes at the end of lap number 8 onto 9. There's yet to stop on a set of softs, and we're going on the inside of Magnussen. A little bit of tyre bagging. Fortunately, no damage as well. But we're up to P2. So the quicker we can get past Magnussen and Norris, we can just run away with the lead. That's the idea. Magnussen usually not wanting to yield the position, but we force him out anyway. Well, and now Norris, well, he's coming in anyway, but we decide to make the overtake round the outside. Little bit track extending there at turn 10 through to turn 11, but nevertheless, that is my new favourite move, I think, and it looks fantastic off board as well to see. Personally speaking, it's that and 130 are my favourite places to make new favourite places to make moves. Sainz is also trying to do the inside route of turn 10 on his compatriot Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin. Both Aston Martin chose the mediums. Alonso does come back as well to make it 3 wide. Is there going to be contact with Hamilton? They're all just quiet, but Hamilton survives as well, and that just sort of settled out really, because Sainz was able to catch us up, but not enough. So in the end, it sort of the end of the race was actually pretty uneventful as we come across the line then for P1 to win very comfortable in the end. The safety car, because those cars didn't pit, we didn't have likes of Sainz or Verstappen up our rear end at the end, and in the end it was a comfortable victory. Lando Norris getting driver of the day. So that's been it for the first of these, I think, 3 preview episodes before we go into the career mode part of this series. Let me know who you want me to drive as in next week's video, because obviously we'll be driving out as one of the liveries, the teams that's liveries is coming out between now and next Friday, which will be all of them, in the comments below. And also don't forget to suggest who I should drive at for the mod career mode as well. But yes, if you're on your own here, then please do get subscribed. See plenty more F1 23 mod videos. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.